The last 72 hours rewrote the balance of power in South Asia. What began as a reckless and provocative assault by Pakistan quickly turned into a lesson in strategic dominance by India. And when the smoke settled, it was India that held the line. It was India that retaliated with precision. And it was Pakistan that had no option but to fold. India and Pakistan, locked in one of their most dangerous military confrontation in recent memory, have agreed to a full ceasefire. And the man claiming credit for pulling the nuclear neighbors back from the brink? US President Donald Trump. Now, after the Pahalgam terror attack on April 22nd, India retaliated with surgical ferocity. Under Operation Sindoor, India targeted 9 terrorist hideouts in Pakistan. In retaliation, Pakistan tried to attack the Indian army bases with drones and munitions, but their success was very limited. The Indian Air Force hit back deep into Pakistani territories. India didn't just neutralize threats, it dismantled Pakistan's offensive infrastructure in under 48 hours. The world watched in horror as 2 nuclear powers spiraled towards an all-out war. And now, in a surprise post, Donald Trump announced that both India and Pakistan have agreed to an immediate and complete ceasefire. This comes following what he described as a long night of talks mediated by the United States.
35 hours earlier this afternoon. It was agreed between them that both sides would stop all firing and military action on land and in the air and sea with effect from 1700 hours Indian Standard Time today. Instructions have been given on both sides to give effect to this understanding. The Directors General of Military Operations will talk again on the 12th of May at 1200 hours. Thank you.
But if history has taught us anything, it is that Pakistan cannot be trusted. Even in the past, Pakistan has violated many ceasefires. And today, reports of shelling and drone attacks are still being reported in many sectors across Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Gujarat, and Rajasthan. This comes just hours after the ceasefire was announced. According to multiple sources, the Trump-led US team held back-channel talks throughout the night on May 9th, engaging both countries with diplomatic hotlines, military attaches, and intelligence liaisons. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio also revealed that over the past 48 hours, he and Vice President J.D. Vance held intensive discussions with senior officials from both countries. This includes Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff General Asim Munir. This wasn't just shuttle diplomacy, it was crisis management on steroids. And it wasn't just Trump alone. The mediation held support from a chorus of international voices: Russia, the G7, China, and the UN Security Council, all calling for immediate de-escalation. Indian side was crystal clear. Any further act of aggression would be treated as an act of war. On the other hand, Pakistan's radar systems were getting crippled, its air bases getting compromised, and its global credibility shot way down.
Over the past few days, as we have seen, Pakistan all has suffered very heavy and unsustainable losses after it has given us an unprovoked attack on our installations. It has suffered losses in both land and air. There has been an extensive damage to the crucial Pakistani air bases like Skardu, Sargodha, Jacobabad and Bholari. In addition, a loss of AD weapon system and radars made the defense of Pakistani airspace untenable. Across the line of control, extensive and precise damage to military infrastructure and command control centers and logistic installations. In addition to that, two military personnel had led to complete breakdown of its defensive and offensive capability and also Pakistani morale.
Facing a furious India, a cornered Pakistan blinked, and Trump was the messenger. Make no mistake, this wasn't a deal. This was a surrender dressed as ceasefire. Pakistan may have tried to provoke, but it is India that emerged with strategic, diplomatic, and moral superiority, proving yet again that peace is offered from a position of strength. And Donald Trump, he simply walked in and wrote the closing chapter to a conflict that India had already won. India will not tolerate terror. India will not wait to retaliate. And India will not negotiate under fire. Pakistan thought it was another standoff. What it got was a strategic knockout. With Rudrishish Kanjilal, Bureau Report, India Today Global.